tonight on Anthony Davis. LeBron James up high, and Davis catches the body. Picked off by Anthony Davis. They couldn't get it inbounds. Anthony Davis, the dream killer tonight.
Anthony Davis, 41 in his return to New Orleans, most ever by player in his return against his former team. Let's welcome in senior writer for the undefeated Marc Spears, who joins us now from New Orleans. So, Marc, what was Davis's mood like before this game? Because it had been circled for months in New Orleans.
Well, Stan, I'm going to go New Orleans till you know how they don't. You're not nervous. You're nervous. And that's what Anthony Davis was before the game. On the Lakers bus, he was rapping out loud. He's a mild-mannered guy. That's not something he does, but he was rapping out loud. He also had a lot of extra security here, I was told, so certainly there was some nervousness about his safety and perhaps his family's safety as well. He came in and shot early, and when they got in the layup line, man, they booed him in the layup line. So I was like, whoa, this is going to be serious. But he had a great game. He had a little injury scare. He said his elbow's okay, but 41 points back here. Other than his injury, I don't know if he could dreamed up anything better than that coming back to New Orleans.
I understand the precaution, but we don't roll like that in the Big East in terms of the security and everything. But what was his mood like after the game? He scores 41, gets the win, and helps seal it with the steal and the free throws.
Yes. Oh, man, all that nervous was gone. He waited, LeBron James waited for him after the game and after he did his couple interviews, and they hugged, embraced, and he walked out. And you just see all this pressure that he had built up. It was gone. And then it got, like, interesting because he had two jerseys. He went to the Pelicans locker room. He wanted to walk in, but was nervous about walking in. One was for Drew Holiday. One was for a security guard's nephew. And then Alvin Gentry. Actually, before he walked into the locker room, Zion Williamson came, and they embraced, which was a nice moment for, I guess, them. I don't know how the Pelicans felt about that. But Alvin Gentry, he had hugged him at halftime, and he told him after the game, come to the locker room, and Anthony said, it's going to be okay in there, right? He's like, yeah, man, come in. So he went and checked out his old digs and hugged some people that meant a lot to him, and it just seemed like he was relaxed after the game, kind of reminisced about being here, and he kind of saw what the people, was reminded what the people meant to him here. So good night overall for Anthony, and I think he's happy to just get it over with.
As you know, there's a lot of Laker fans there in New Orleans. Did hear some cheers mixed in when he did some things. So he leaves with the win and the 41 points. So hopefully everybody moves on now. Marc, we appreciate the time.
Zion's coming back soon.
Anthony Davis finally playing a basketball game in New Orleans. Been a while, right? Mr. Pell's last 7 contests. Then he got traded to the Lakers. So he is a visitor rolling in. And this was a tight game. Lakers trailed through a bunch of it despite all the efforts from Anthony Davis. Goes through, slams that one. 5.3 seconds to go now. Lakers up by 2. Pelicans inbounding. Davis steals that. He left the game with some elbow issues. Came back late. Good defensive play there. He had 41 in this game. Is your blog business related? No. You're blocked. Davis, 41. Lakers win it 114-110. LeBron will serve as team spokesman live on SportsCenter.
You had 16, 2, and 7. You finished with 29, 11, and 5. What dictated the changing gears for you?
This is winning time for me. Fourth quarter, no matter how much of a deficit that we're in, whatever the game is, however the game is going, I believe that once I start the fourth, I could try to make a push and see what happens. And we started that fourth quarter with a quick 6-0 run, made them call a timeout, and we just used that momentum from there.
What happened with you and Josh Hart? Is your knee okay?
Yeah, we went knee to knee. I was trying to cross over. His knee went right on top of my knee, so I was able to finish the game. Unfortunately, we got to catch on the flight. We got to get on the flight, so we're going to monitor that, on the flight and monitor it tomorrow on Thanksgiving and see what happens on Friday.
LeBron, how much did you want to get this win for AD?
It's the only reason I'm here. It's the only reason I came to New Orleans. That makes sense.
LeBron, could you get a sense of how much this game meant to AD throughout the day?
In the morning we had shoot around, and then we had team breakfast or team brunch. And, you know, we all separated at that point. But then, you know, we understood. I mean, anytime you go back to a place where you've made a mark and you've started your career, you've played significant minutes and gave a lot to the community and gave a lot to the franchise, you want to come back and play well and you want to win, because at the end of the day, that's what this league is all about. And so we knew that as his brothers, and we wanted to try to, you know, fulfill that goal that he has set.
What feeling do you have when you see him jump the passing lane and get that steal from Drew when they had a chance to, you know, extend the game at that point?
Yeah, we're just trying to do our job, man, and you know, it was my job to try to pressure Drew and out of bounds, try to make it as tough as possible. You know, I had the internal clock in my head, and I knew it was getting close to 5 seconds. So, you know, when I turned around and seen AD had intercepted that pass, I knew pretty much the ball game was over.
At the end of that, when he was, you know, hugging people and exchanging jerseys with Drew, did you see a weight come off AD's shoulders a little bit by getting that win?
Yeah, I mean, I think he can now, you know, kind of put that behind him. I mean, they still love him here. Listen, you heard a lot of cheers as well. So, you know, you heard some boos. Obviously, some people are going to boo. Some people boo just, they don't even know why, just because they just want to be part of the spectacle. You know, some people are not even from New Orleans or here for the game, and they just be booing. But you heard a lot of cheers tonight for AD as well, because they still love him, and I know he still loves the people that he had, you know, that he spent 7 years with, you know, that relationship there. So, but definitely, you know, he can now move on. I think that's the only time that we come to New Orleans, so it's great for him.
Do you think of, I mean,
Davis finishes with a season-best 41 points, 32nd 40-point game of his career, according to the Elias Sports Bureau. Most points in any player's first game versus former team in NBA history. He and LeBron combined for 70, means LeBron had 29 and went over 33,000 points.
Sports Center tonight after Lakers Pels, John Anderson, Michael Eaves post-game reactions to Anthony Davis's return, and inside the Falcons' tough test defending the Saints' Michael Thomas. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Anthony Davis's return. Started with a lot of boos from the Pelicans fans. Were they right to feel some kind of way there tonight?
I mean, I know fan is short for fanatic, but my thing is, AD has 27 points in the first half. I think fans have forgotten how incredible of a player he is. And also, like, I didn't hear the fans booing management. Because if you're AD, you're sitting there. I've been here for 7 years. I've been an all-star 6 of the 7 years I've been here. Even in my last year where I wanted to get out, and I had the second lowest minutes of my career, I averaged 25 and 12. 25 and 12, what else do you need me to do for you? I just want to win.
Because you averaged 25 and 12, because you're one of the top 5 players allegedly in the game, is actually why they're booing, Jay. How about this? There's a reason why the Cavs fans booed LeBron when he left in return. There's a reason why OKC fans booed KD when he returned. And there's a reason why Toronto Raptors fans will not boo Kawhi Leonard.
But also,
you know why? Because he delivered.
But you need management to help you deliver as a player. You need to be surrounded with the right pieces, and that's critical. That didn't happen for AD.
Look, I think there are fans who would have understood if he had turned down the Supermax over the summer and then gone to get traded. It's that he asked for a trade in the middle of the season. I think that's kind of where we are.
Yeah.
All right. Not only is AD cooking, Drew Holiday is cooking as well. 25 points for him. Look at him nail this three. 12 threes from the Pelicans in the first half. Stay tuned for the second half right after this.
Come on.
NBA halftime.
Start with you on this as a UCLA guy. Looking at the Lakers, 15-2, 8 straight wins. I mean, they're just rolling. And when you think about Anthony Davis's time in New Orleans, he always had to carry the team to wins. It's clearly a better situation for him and how this season has started in LA.
Yeah, he's a great guy next to him, maybe one of the best players to ever play if he can maybe win 2 more championships. But the load is lighter. He's playing one-on-one. If you try to double him or put your best defender on him, which is kind of hard to do with LeBron next to you, he has guys that can't really contain him. Right. And that team is built with veteran leadership beyond LeBron. That team is built with a veteran coaching staff that's seen it all before, so you can bounce things off of different guys, whether it's your teammate or even one of the coaching staff members.
I mean, watching, and let me ask, watching Davis, I mean, again, you've coached against him. What has been the biggest development that you've seen in him in the last couple of years that he didn't have when he was younger?
I would just say persistence. You know, when I coached against him, we used P.J. Tucker. He did not like a smaller, stronger guard up under him because his His edge on taller players is that I'm quicker and I'm faster and I'm more skilled. They can't move. They're not that agile. But if you put a PJ Tucker under him and just kind of beat him up and get up under him defensively, like Dick Harder used to teach us, it kind of takes away his advantage and it forces him to shoot over the top and become just a, consistent jump shooter without using the dribble.
Mm-hmm. When I look at the Pelicans and seeing what they got for Anthony Davis, Brandon Ingram seems to be the crown jewel in that, averaging 26 points per game. For the Lakers,